I am Nikki Starr, aspiring science fantasy author. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are starting Camp NaNoWriMo. So it is Sunday the 28th of March. In the UK here our clocks have just moved, so I'm feeling a little bit tired. We essentially lost an hour overnight, so that's always fun. For anyone who hasn't seen my previous videos, I am currently writing a series of books about space pirates, which I very cleverly name the Space Pirate series. It will probably get another name at some point, but for now, what I'm currently doing is zero drafting my way through the series. So April's camp is going to be book 8. Currently, although I don't know if that will still be the case once I go back through these, there's 9 books planned, but I'm not going to write book 9. I kind of want to leave that till a little bit later on when the rest of the books are a bit more solid. So this will be the last Space Pirates book that I'm drafting in this round, and then we'll be going back to the beginning of them and reading them through, which should be really exciting. So the plan is to start this draft early with the hopes that I can finish early, and then I've booked off the last couple of days of April from my 9 to 5, and I can then start rereading from there, or at least get stuff printed to me, because I want to have physical copies of them. So I have signed up in the Camp NaNoWriMo website. I've put all my details in there, and I've also set up my Dabble account with my goal. So my NaNoWriMo goal says 50,000 and my Dabble app says 70,000. That's mainly because I don't know how much I will do in this early period. So if I get a lot of words in before camp officially starts, I'll tweak the goals around and make sure they line up, but I'm hoping to get to about 70k with this draft. Having said that, the last book was only about 43,000 because I gave up on some plots and I just gave up on a lot of it. I am hoping that everything in this plot works and that I've got enough meat in there to give me 70,000, which I think I do, and then we can reread through them, and then I can see whether I actually need 9 books or whether some of the more boring middle books need to just be squished together. If you have watched any of my videos before, you'll know that if I do weekend writing, I tend to put on like timed study with me videos and do a certain amount of time on, certain amount of time off. I'm going to try and be a little bit more loose with myself, because the last couple of weeks of the last book, I was finding that having a timer up was actually making me sort of look at it more than I have been. So what I'm going to sort of go with potentially is, rather than counting down the Pomodoro time, I might put on a stopwatch and let it tick up and basically go until the point where I need a break. I think I watched a video on this, but I don't know if I'd be able to tell you where I found it. Trying to force yourself to do 20 minutes when you're definitely not feeling it is not necessarily productive, but also if you could go for 30 and you stop at 20, are you helping yourself? And in some cases you could be, because you could be leaving yourself some energy for the next Pomodoro. But I'm going to try this and basically go until I want a break. And I'm also not going to be as strict on my breaks. I'm probably not going to get a huge amount done today because I've got some things around the house to do, and we have a family call for a birthday later, so that'll be nice. Just realised I've kind of dressed up to match with the sofa again. This keeps happening. I need to stop wearing so much black as well. I look like a floating head. So I need to find some kind of music to listen to, which is also kind of interesting, because before I used to only ever be able to write with ambient music on, and the last like maybe 3 books I've started being able to have on music that I know quite well in the background. I think it distracts me slightly. I don't get as many words, but when I need it, when I need to just have something there to kind of hype me up, that seems to work. And we'll see how far we get. Let's do it. It might look like nothing's changed. That's mostly because I haven't moved from this spot other than to get up and get water. So I started writing. I don't think I told you the time before. I started writing about 9:30 this morning. It's now about 1:15. I've not done that much writing. I've done 2 25-minute-ish sprints. I think one was like 26, one was 24. And I am now at 2,299. I should have added one more word because that would have rounded off that number really nicely. But according to my Dabble app, to hit 70,000 by the 28th of April, which is what I was hoping for, I am over the target. So to do 70,000 from today to 28th of April, I need to do about 2,188 a day, which I don't think will happen every day, although 2 25-minute sprints is not a horrendous thing to fit into my day. But I also know that I'm going to have quite a busy week, at least next week at work. I don't know what the week after is going to be like, so that might be an issue as well. And I know I've got some day offs in between where I can pick up the pace. So if I could, on any of the bank holiday weekend that I've got coming up next week, basically get a load more in, that'd be ideal. Finish a chapter. So we had a package come to the door. What was I saying? I think I was saying something along the lines of, over the bank holiday weekend, trying to get some days where I'm getting a lot more than the average I would need. Because there will be days I don't want to write. There will be days I burn myself out. There will be points where I need to kind of step back from it. So we shall see what happens. Not too shabby for the day. I'm going to take it. Still feel like I could do a bit more. So if I do any more later on, I'll let you know. But I kind of want to keep that feeling. Like I don't want to feel like I've drained myself of all the possibility. Also, what I was saying, done the first chapter. Feel quite good about it. Some interesting scenes already, actually. I was kind of expecting them to be kind of boring setting up scenes, and I've managed to actually make them far more interesting than I thought they would be. I feel like I'm a little bit more excited about this draft. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting to the end of zero drafting, and once I get this book done, it is done. And then hopefully everything can be revision and nothing has to be total rewrite. Although, I think I said in the previous vlog, number 5 might be. Just might be. It does appear to be the problem child. So yeah, so I'm gonna do some lunch soon, and then quite like my Sunday evenings being a bit more chill and to not expect myself to do loads of stuff. We'll see how this goes. I don't have any goal planning to do today because I have done that earlier in the week. I might have some space, but I'm not gonna push myself. 2,299 is fairly good for the day. I'm not gonna get too worried about it. I will check in with you guys tomorrow, hopefully. It is Tuesday, the 29th of March, and that means it's day 2 of my early camp. I don't know how I'm going to count the days. I might have to just start recounting on the first because I'm going to start confusing myself. I am significantly less made up than I was yesterday, but we're going to ignore that. We're going to push past that. I have finished my work for the day. My 9 to 5 is done. It is about 5:30 because I've kind of logged off, got everything ready, messed around for a little bit, spent some time procrastinating coming in here and doing this. So the plan is going to be very much like it was on Sunday. Did I say it was Tuesday earlier? It's not. It's Monday. Why does it feel like a Tuesday? It is Monday today. So yesterday I was writing, which was Sunday. I can't believe it feels like a Tuesday already. That's not a good sign. So this will hopefully be similar to yesterday. I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to put on a stopwatch rather than a timer. My plan in my calendar, which I'm not sure if I trust as a concept, but the idea today was that this morning I would wake up before work, get my morning routine, normal things done, and then write for a bit. That didn't happen. I don't know if it's because our clocks have changed and we've lost an hour, but I could not get to sleep properly last night. And then when I did, I kept waking up and having really strange dreams, and I don't know why that was. So this morning, I woke up maybe half an hour before I needed to be at my desk ready for work, which is less than ideal. So it means I didn't get my writing in. I didn't get anything I wanted to get in this morning. So in my optimism, in the 5 minutes before work started, I moved around my calendar and I put the time in for this evening. And I had originally booked in that I would do an hour's worth of sprinting now, or for anyone who is new, in my sprinting, I consider an hour to be a 40-minute block because I aim to do 20-minute Pomodoros usually with 10-minute breaks. So I always plan my writing around the idea that an hour is actually going to contain 40 minutes of writing. I've explained it better in other videos, I'm sure. The aim was already to try and do 40 minutes worth of writing after work, then do dinner. Very important that I do dinner. And then I was going to try and do another 20-minute writing sprint after dinner. So my 20-minute writing sprint from this morning has now been plopped very much to the end. So I'm now doing 2 40-minute hours. So We'll see how that goes. I am making no promises to myself. Been quite a long day, which is probably why it feels like a Tuesday. We're doing some quite high profile stuff at work and it's quite mentally taxing. So I'm not going to push it because I also need my brain to function tomorrow and all the rest of the days of this week. And while I don't want to throw all the writing on the bank holidays, I do have essentially a 4-day weekend because of Good Friday and Easter Monday. I can't expect myself to write loads over those few days, but I could theoretically push a 20-minute on, or any writing I get done today will be positive. And yesterday I did do 50 minutes, but I was expecting to do 40. We'll see how this goes. The main takeaways: don't want to push myself. Gonna try and write as much as I can. Might have to put on the new AJR album and just bop along to it because I don't think I'm coming up against anything too emotional in chapter 2. Yeah, a little bit of setup, a little bit of theme stated. It's gonna be fairly chill, hopefully. I don't think we get to the really catalyst-y bit until next chapter, which I don't think I'll hit before dinner. And then it all kicks off at the end of chapter 3, yeah. It's not to say things haven't already kicked off, but I've got past the kicking off. All of the tense stuff in chapter 1. Now we're at some of the nice kind of really setting up where they are right now, because there's been a bit of a time jump between the last book and this book, which I kind of want to keep if I carry on this series. I'm not going to go into why there's a time jump or why it's important, but I feel like it makes quite a bit of difference, but we shall see. Might not. I might end up writing these characters exactly the same because my brain is not a consistent thing. I need to stop babbling, find something to put on the TV in terms of music, get myself a stopwatch set up and get you guys in a position where you can see what I'm writing and hopefully not the mess around me. That is going to become the trick of this month, isn't it? I had this in November of trying to find the angles where you don't see all the mess. When I'm doing my monthly vlogs, because I actually vlog quite infrequently, I can get away with shoving it all places, but I'm not going to want to do that every day. I could tidy up, but I have 2 hours of writing to do today, so that's not going to happen. Okay, I'm going to stop. It's so nice outside. Pulled up the blinds and there's just sun coming in and it's supposed to be 18 degrees tomorrow Celsius. Well, it's just the kind of day where I'd much rather go out for a walk or something. Good morning. It is Friday the 2nd of April, which means that it is Easter Friday and also the second official day of Camp NaNoWriMo. Due to bank holidays and stuff, I am off today, got the weekend, and I'm off Monday. So I'm going to set myself a little challenge thing to put this in advance, mostly for myself. It is okay if I don't hit, but over the next 3 days, I want to write for either 720 minutes, which is the equivalent of 12 hours, or hit 20k. Now I usually write for about 40 words per minute. That's usually my speed. So to hit the 20k, I would have to do the 720 minutes in about a 30 word per minute rate. Anything I do above that means that I could theoretically finish earlier, which would be ideal. And then Monday, I'm not going to write. I'm going to allow myself some time to usually when I do these kind of challenges, what I would do is I would try and do as much of it as possible first thing. So I'd put on a 50-minute to 10-minute Pomodoro video and just go absolutely ham on it. But I don't want to do that. I think it's that burns me out. So I have a bunch of other stuff I have to get done over this weekend. I have to edit this video. I want to tidy the flat because it's once again become a mess. And it's not going to get better during camp, so some of that this weekend. I want to do some small things, I want to set up a file for a song that I want to record soon, so I want to go in and kind of prepare my DAW with everything that I need in it. What I'm going to try and do is at least a 15 or 20 minute sprint an hour, with of course the lunch breaks in there. And I also want to try and stop at a reasonable time, so we'll see how this goes. It's part of me thinking might be beneficial to kind of try and front load Friday. Try and get more of the writing done today and then I can do less of it the next couple of days. We'll see how this goes. I'm not going to push myself if it doesn't look like it's going to work. At the end of the day, I need to get about 2,500 words per day. So that would be my minimum sort of goal. But if I could hit 20k over this weekend, that would mean I've only got to write 30k for the rest of the month. First things first, we need to tidy this desk. I'll show you in a minute. It is gross. And I think we need to make some coffee or some tea or something. I have given up decaf coffee for Lent, which stops on Sunday. So Sunday morning I can have proper caffeinated coffee again. So let me just check there's nothing on this desk that you definitely shouldn't see. I'll make sure I pack all my work stuff actually away, and then we will get to tidying this desk. I have already this morning worked out and meditated, so I might try and do a little bit of journaling at some point today as well, but I'm not counting any journaling words. All my mill-wordy stuff is coming off of creative words, so, which I feel like was an issue. I should have potentially allowed myself to include anything I wrote. I don't know if you could see the angle you were at. I had a total of 5 different headsets on this desk. My work headset, my home headset, which is this there, my big over-ear Bluetooth headphones, my in-ear Bluetooth headphones, and then my headphones that came with this phone, which I haven't actually used yet, but they've just dumped on my desk. It is much better. This is much clearer now. The coffee pot is on. Progress is being made. It is coming up to 8 o'clock. My aim is to get a couple of sprints in this hour if I can. What I might do, and I was doing this before as well in my monthly vlog, and I think I was doing it, or was I doing it earlier in this vlog? What is time? Time is an illusion, right? Instead of setting off a timer for a 20 or 15 minute sprint, what I might do is set off a stopwatch. What I really want is food. So maybe if I get a decent sprint in, I can go and make myself some cereal and then start on some of my other things. And basically today I was be interlacing sprints with trying to get other stuff done. I'm trying to take some chill. I need to have some chill this weekend, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. But my thinking is that if I get book 8 done before the end of the month, I have the last 2 days of the month booked off from work. So what I could do is finish this book early, hopefully, maybe, then get them all printed, because I was talking to my partner about this the other day. I much prefer having it like physically in front of me and be able to make notes through than having it on the computer. It does mean that if I make any notes on the paper, they're not going to count towards Millworthy, but I don't think they'll equate to very much. Big notes and stuff I won't have space for anyway, so that'll have to go into kind of a document or something of some kind. Those will take a few days to print and get delivered. If I finish it early, I might have enough time to order all of them, including book 8, and then on my 2 days off at the end of the month, for the long weekend that I'll have there, I could read my way through and maybe do something similar like this, but for reading it, see how many books I can get through. I want to try and get some actual reading. I want to try and get some reading in this weekend. Not of my stuff, but just in general. I am ahead of my goal and stuff, but I just had my library app yesterday told me that my audiobook version of Red, White and Royal Blue is ready. I listened to this book for the first time some point last year during lockdown. Can't remember when, because time is irrelevant during this quarantine. But I downloaded it for the first time and I absolutely fell in love. So I bought the physical book. Within about 4 months, I had borrowed the audiobook from the library again, and I was listening to the audiobook while reading through the physical book. It was great. Might do that again. And now I've got it for a third time. For some reason, I cannot find a version of the audiobook that is available in the UK. If anyone knows a way of getting Red, White and Royal Blue in audiobook in the UK as legally as possible, because I want to be able to put some money to the author because she's awesome. Otherwise, I'm going to have to keep downloading it from my library. And I don't know why I get so fixated on this book, but every couple of months I'm like, I kind of want to go back to it. And I could read it myself just physically, but there's something, that audiobook just works perfectly. I don't know what it is. It makes me happy. So we're going to do it for the umpteenth time. I think the coffee pot is almost done, so I'm going to go and refill my water, get some coffee, and then I'm going to sit down and start doing something productive. We'll see what that actually turns out to be. Coffee has been acquired. I was going to show you some kind of coffee montage, but the kitchen is a mess, so we will not be doing that today. If I put my writing on this screen, haha, you definitely can't see anything. I have my writing up on my other screen. I've got some space music ready, which is just sort of ambient sounds, because this beginning part is still kind of soft. Although we might get into the catalyst soon. So if we get into the catalyst, I might end up putting on like a Star Wars soundtrack or something with a bit more oomph to it. I did that once and I had my sort of big bad in a scene, and as soon as I started writing that scene, the Imperial March came on. It was perfect. I'm at about 3,724. I say about and then give you the exact number. That is horrible blinding white light to you. This is going to be my stopwatch, but it's going to be horrendous for you guys. Usually with these kind of challenges, I would like take a laptop and go and sit in a coffee shop somewhere. I've done that before for like trying to do 24 hours in 36, or I think I did a 12-hour one as well. Probably years ago now. So it's going to be a bit more of a challenge this weekend with kind of only having the flat as an option, because even though we are technically out of lockdown, the most you can do is kind of go outside and meet people. I'm not going to be able to go somewhere and take my laptop and write, but I should really stop babbling and actually do it. That would be beneficial, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm shutting up. I'm going to set you to a time lapse. I'm going to get some words in. Probably won't check in this often for the rest of the challenge because I know me, but one sprint down. I wrote for 26 minutes and I wrote 1,192 words. Currently I'd like a 45 words per minute pace. Won't necessarily stay that high the whole time, but because I only have to do that like 19 more times and then that's my 20k, right? Simple. I had to get out my handy dandy family tree, which has all of my people on it because I completely forgot the name of the guy. Completely forgot the name of the person who was quite pivotal in this book and had to go find him, so he's on here. This kind of stuff really helps me. I think I need to do this for maps again. We have finished on chapter 3 and we are now going into the side plot. I've got another crew member out somewhere else, which is a different crew member from last time I said this, basically off doing their own little things. So we have a few chapters from the main group of them, then we're going to have a chapter from there, what they're doing, then we have our flashback chapter, because all of these books have flashbacks from the crew members in them, and then rinse and repeat until the end of the book. It is quite good when I'm doing these longer days. If I can get through the chunk of 3 for the main crew, I can then kind of switches my brain up a little bit and goes into another place and then another place and then back to them. I get a bit of a rest from it. Good morning. It is Saturday the 3rd of April today. Yesterday I did say about doing sort of a long challenge over the Easter weekend. And while I think that is still possible for me to do, it's not making me feel great. So I'm going to not. I'm not going to massively push myself today. So yesterday I wrote for... So yesterday I got about 6,250... Why do I say about and then give the exact number? Yesterday I wrote 6,255 words. And that was over the span of 5 different sprints. So I did 3 that were kind of 20 to 25 minutes long and 2 that were just over 30 minutes, which is definitely progress in terms of the length of my sprints, because before, in sort of September, October time, I started trying to work myself up into being able to sprint for like 50 minutes on the go, and I completely lost that stamina over NaNoWriMo in December. For February and March I was struggling to do more than 20 minutes, so being able to hit like 30, I think one of them was 35, that's really good. The last sprint I did last night at like sort of 5 o'clock-ish, I got just over 1,000 words in 20 minutes, so I was doing a rate of about 50 words per minute, which I don't think I've hit in a while, so that was kind of nice. In terms of the story stuff, we're 6 chapters in, We're in the debate part, if you follow the Save the Cat writes a novel. So what I'd quite like over this weekend is to try and get to like 10k. And considering I got to like 6 and a bit yesterday, so I need to write about 3,700 over the 2 days, which I think is completely reasonable. Or if I manage it today, I might just allow myself a little bit more time off tomorrow. It is 10:30. It's been a very late start for me this morning. Kind of had a bit of a lie-in, which I think I needed. A lot of sleep. I'm not going to push it today. Would quite like to get a couple of sprints in. But it's okay if they happen later in the day too. I will hopefully update you. I'm getting really bad though at vlogging in the evenings. Very good at vlogging to set up my intention to do things. Then actually following through and vlogging again in the evening is not going to happen. 2 25-minute sprints should do it. So 50 minutes of writing today doesn't seem like a horrendous plan. Got a couple of other things I want to try and get done. I did tidy a lot of the house yesterday. I basically got to the point where I couldn't bring myself to write in the middle of the day, so I just put on headphones and went around and tidied everything. But I'll try and record anything if I do it. I'll catch up with you guys later. It is Sunday the 4th. Yesterday I said that I would try and do some writing and I would try and film it. I lied both times. I wrote absolutely nothing yesterday. This tends to happen after like a big writing day, even though the Friday's writing wasn't as much as I have done on weekend days. Definitely didn't work yesterday, so I'm gonna try and rectify that slightly today. We haven't got as much time today. Really got this morning because then we're gonna have a family call sort of in the early afternoon, and then we're also gonna try and meet up with some friends outside now that the law allows it. So it's gonna be a busy day. I want to try and get my writing in beforehand because I won't want to do it this evening after I've seen a bunch of people and done a bunch of things. So I'm going to play around a little with the kind of ideas I've been having about rather than having a clock coming down, putting a stopwatch to count up. I found a study with me video. There's a 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off kind of deal, and I'm going to follow it to an extent. I'm going to try and start the 45-minute sprints when they start the 45-minute sprints, but within those I am going to use a stopwatch so that I can see the numbers coming up more, and I'm just going to see how much I can do, and if I end up to a point where I can't finish that whole 45-minute sprint, I will stop and I will take whatever's left of the 45-minute sprint as a break and the 15 and then start the next one. Probably isn't the most intuitive way of doing things, but I do want to have some structure to this. Although if I finish a sprint in like 10 or 15 minutes, I could always come back during that 45 as well. So I'm just going to see how much I can do today. But on the upside, I can now have actual caffeinated coffee. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. So I'm going to drink my coffee. I've got a big old thing of water. I'm going to attempt this as much as I can. So let's get some writing in, shall we? I love that you can see the pork in the corner. So I've done 2 sprints. The first one I did 44 minutes and the second one I did 28 minutes. And in total today, that means I've written 2,970 words. I am going to cut the vlog off here, partly because I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more writing today, and partly because I want to try and see if I can get this video edited this morning if I can, so that I can maybe get it sent out and posted up this afternoon. But so in terms of this weekend, with the big writing day on Friday and this morning, I've written 9,225 words this weekend, and in total for the week so far, considering I started this early, if we're including the earlier part of the week where I shouldn't really have started but I did, we're looking at 12,949 words, which pretty happy with. I haven't updated the NaNoWriMo website, but I will do. I'm probably only going to do that once a week or so, because it doesn't feel the same to me as having NaNoWriMo, where I feel like I have to update it every day and watch that graph go up and I've got a set thing I need to hit. April a lot more chill. And I don't worry too much about badges and things like that because I never hit the write every day or the update every day anyway. In terms of where we are in the actual story, for the main plotline, we've hit the break into 2. For the side character plotline, we are very, very close to that. And for the flashback, we're pretty close as well. So, because they kind of line up, they're supposed to be as close as possible to each other. So you kind of get the progress of each of them kind of hitting the same points as much as possible. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm a lot more into this book. The previous book, there was always a situation where I'd start writing it and I'd feel a little bit bored of some scenes, or like some scenes didn't need to be there. And so far, every scene that I've written feels like it's had a purpose to it. And it's expanded in some way on the concepts I've got in my outline. I have made myself some edit notes in there because I'm doing a lot of that this end of the book where I'm basically saying, oh, so it would be really cool if this thing was happening now, but it'd be really, really cool if it was foreshadowed earlier, or the thing they can do now was like alluded to a few books back. We're doing that because we're in book 8 as well. We're getting to pull in other characters that have kind of gone off a little bit in the series and trying to like merge stuff all together for the final book, getting to bring back some old characters, which is kind of interesting, and I'm able to play them off of different characters and see how that works. So that's kind of fun. So all in all, I think it's going well, but I don't see myself doing too much more today, partly because if I start editing this now, probably not going to have huge amounts of time before I have to do a bit of lunch and then go and talk to the family and go and see some friends. So it'll be a nice day. And then tomorrow I might do a little bit of writing, but I also would quite like to do some actual chilling out tomorrow because I did nothing yesterday other than watch some TV, but I was also, it wasn't that I was relaxing doing that, it wasn't intentional, it was I feel like I've burnt myself out on all my other projects. I can't possibly do anything. I am going to stay on the sofa because that seems like a safe place to me, which is less than ideal. So tomorrow I'd like to do a little bit of productive things, but I would also like to try and intentionally relax towards the end of the day so that when I go into work on Tuesday I'm feeling a little bit chill. I'm going to stop recording, start editing this, and I will pick up with you guys again next week. Do let me know down in the comments how your first week of camp's gone. I know for some people this won't be considered a whole week because they started on time, but I'm going to sign all of my stuff off on a Sunday. Yeah, let me know how it's gone. Let me know how you're feeling with it all. Let me know your goals for camp. That's always quite interesting. It looks again like the website is only letting you put down word goals. I didn't even look at that because mine's always a word goal, but I've watched some other people set it up and it seems to be word based again. And I think I've heard workarounds where if you're going to do hours, for example, you say you do 15 hours in the month, you just put 15 words and add to them as you go. But it just seems to be losing the flexibility that we had before, because I feel like being able to put in there the correct thing and actually working to it would be really useful. But I'm sure they've got their reasons for why they took it out. It might have been, I think it was part of the merge. So when they merged the camp website with the main Nano website, we lost some functionality. So it's probably something in the way that the main one is coded that didn't allow the camp stuff to be in there. If anyone wants to add me as a buddy, I believe I have my NaNoWriMo tag down below, or I'll make sure I do. Or by all means, put in the comments yours and I'll go and add you. It'd be nice to have some more buddies, I think, this year. Don't tend to have that many that are actually active, because most of the people that I buddied up with, I started NaNoWriMo a long time ago. So most of them have stopped doing it. But that'll be all from me this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. If I could, no, I'm using so many words to say nothing. That's good.